Imagine a country where women outnumber men by an alarming ratio, with the majority of these women being single and over 40. Welcome to our countdown of the 5 poorest Asian countries with a surplus of older single women due to a lack of men. This phenomenon is not a mere coincidence, but the result of a series of unfortunate events and circumstances. War, which has claimed the lives of many men, is a significant contributor. Additionally, the allure of better opportunities has led to a mass migration of men, leaving behind a void. Finally, an inherent gender imbalance at birth has further compounded the problem. These factors combined have led to an unsettling reality of an overwhelming population of single older women struggling to survive in these economically challenged nations. Hold on to your seats as we delve into the realities of these nations, starting with the 5th poorest country. But wait, before we begin, please subscribe to ensure that you never miss out on any of my crucial stuff. Comment, "I subscribe" below, and I will personally welcome you to our community. Let's get started. At number 5, we have Tajikistan, a country where men are a rarity. Tucked away in Central Asia, Tajikistan is a land of rugged mountains and sweeping valleys. But it is also a place where poverty is pervasive and men are scarce. Tajikistan is one of the poorest nations in Asia, with more than 30% of the population living below the poverty line. The economic situation is dire, and it is further exacerbated by a significant imbalance in the male-to-female ratio. For every 100 women, there are only 92 men. This imbalance, while seemingly small, has far-reaching implications on the social fabric of the country. But why are men scarce in Tajikistan? A significant part of the answer lies in the country's tumultuous past. The civil war that ravaged Tajikistan in the 90s led to a considerable loss of male lives, skewing the country's gender ratio. And the imbalance has only worsened over time due to labor migration. With limited opportunities at home, many Tajik men seek work in Russia and other countries, leaving a void back home. This void is felt most acutely by Tajikistan's older women. Bereft of male companionship and often left to fend for themselves, these women face a life of hardship and struggle. They bear the brunt of the country's economic woes, struggling to make ends meet while grappling with the social stigma of being single in a society that values marriage and family. It's a life of resilience and bravery, a life that is unfortunately overlooked and underappreciated. But these women are not just victims of circumstance. They are fighters, survivors who are doing the best they can in a challenging situation. They work, they take care of their families, and they contribute to their communities. They are the backbone of Tajik society, the unsung heroes who are keeping the country going in the face of adversity. The situation in Tajikistan is indeed alarming, but the next country on our list has an even more severe situation. We now journey to Kyrgyzstan, the 4th poorest Asian country, with a significant number of older, single women. This landlocked nation, nestled in the heart of Central Asia, is grappling with a deep-seated poverty problem. Despite its stunning natural beauty, nearly 1/3 of the population lives below the poverty line. The economic hardship is further exacerbated by a skewed male-to-female ratio, an issue that is prevalent in most poor Asian countries. In Kyrgyzstan, for every 100 women, there are only 92 men. This disparity is primarily due to 2 factors. The first is economic migration. As the country battles poverty, many men seek employment opportunities abroad, leaving behind a growing population of single women. The second factor contributing to the male deficit is the high male mortality rate. Men in Kyrgyzstan have a lower life expectancy than women. This discrepancy can be attributed to a variety of factors, including hazardous working conditions, alcoholism, and limited access to healthcare. This gender imbalance has led to an increasing number of older single women in Kyrgyzstan. These women face a multitude of challenges, from economic struggles to societal stigma. With limited job opportunities and a lack of social support, they often live in dire conditions, struggling to make ends meet. The societal pressure and prejudice towards older, unmarried women is also a significant concern. They are often viewed as a burden and are marginalized, leading to feelings of isolation and loneliness. Despite these hardships, the women of Kyrgyzstan demonstrate remarkable resilience. They continue to play a crucial role in their communities, often becoming the primary caregivers and breadwinners for their families. Their strength and determination are testament to the human spirit's ability to endure and adapt in the face of adversity. Kyrgyzstan's scenario is heartbreaking, yet the next country on our list paints an even more distressing picture. Nepal, a beautiful country with a grim reality, holds the third spot on our list. Nestled amidst the Himalayas, this nation is a paradox, where breathtaking landscapes mask a harsh reality of poverty that many of its citizens endure. Despite its natural riches, Nepal is one of the poorest nations in Asia. Over a quarter of its population lives below the poverty line, struggling daily for basic needs such as food, shelter, and clothing. The situation is particularly challenging for older single women who often face the brunt of this economic hardship. One of the key factors contributing to this predicament is an imbalanced male-to-female ratio. A significant portion of Nepal's men migrate for work, leaving behind a disproportionate number of women. This labor migration, in search of better opportunities, strips the country of its working-age males, causing a skewed gender balance that has far-reaching socio-economic consequences. Adding to this is a high male mortality rate, often resulting from hazardous working conditions in foreign lands or within the country itself. The result is a rising number of older, single women left to fend for themselves in an economy that offers them little support. These women face a myriad of struggles. Many of them are widows, left alone to bear the economic burden of their families. They grapple with societal prejudice and are often denied access to resources and opportunities. Their age and gender make it difficult for them to find employment, and they are frequently forced to live in extreme poverty. Despite the adversity, these women show remarkable resilience. They toil in fields, run small businesses, and do whatever it takes to provide for their families. Their strength and determination serve as a stark reminder of the human spirit's ability to endure and overcome. Yet their struggle should not be a norm. It's a wake-up call for all of us to acknowledge and address the systemic issues that perpetuate such hardships. The hardship in Nepal is profound, but the next country on our list faces an even graver situation. Before we continue, can I beg a little favor? If you're liking what you're hearing, show us some love by pressing that like button. And hey, if you want to be in the loop for our fantastic upcoming videos, make sure to press subscribe and ring that bell so you're always in the know. Oh, and one more thing. Drop a quick I subscribe down in the comments, and I'll make sure to offer you a warm welcome to our amazing family. Alright, enough of that. Let's keep the conversation flowing. Afghanistan, a country torn by war, sits at the second spot on our list. A land etched with the scars of conflict. Afghanistan's stories of survival are as rugged as its mountainous terrain. The poverty level here is stark, with over half of the population living below the poverty line, a reality that is as harsh as the Afghan winter. Now let's delve into the figures that are often overlooked, the male-to-female ratio. In Afghanistan, the scales are tipped heavily towards the women. This imbalance is largely due to the incessant wars and high male mortality rates. Men, often the primary earners, are lost to conflict, leaving behind a large population of older single women. These women are left to navigate the labyrinth of life in a war-torn country. Their survival is a constant battle against poverty and social stigma. Without a male figure in the household, they are often seen as vulnerable and are discriminated against. They struggle to find work, and when they do, it is usually underpaid and undervalued. The high male mortality rate also means that many women are left with the responsibility of raising their children single-handedly. This is a daunting task in a country where the average woman has more than 5 children, and education is a luxury many cannot afford. In Afghanistan, these women show remarkable resilience. They are the unsung heroes, the silent warriors, battling not just for their survival, but for the survival of their children and their communities. Their struggles are steeped in adversity, but their spirit remains unbroken. The social and economic implications of this gender imbalance are profound. It not only affects the lives of these women, but also the overall development of the country. The cycle of poverty is perpetuated, and the country's growth is stunted. The struggle in Afghanistan is intense, but the country topping our list faces the direst situation. Topping our list, Yemen, a country grappling with the worst humanitarian crisis in the world. Yemen's poverty level is staggering, with an estimated 4 out of every 5 people living below the poverty line. This hardship is exacerbated by a notable gender imbalance. The male-to-female ratio in Yemen reveals a deficit of men, largely due to the ongoing conflict and high male mortality rates. This imbalance creates a unique challenge for older, single women in Yemen. With fewer available men and a society that often marginalizes them, these women face a daunting struggle for survival. They grapple with economic instability, social stigma, and often a lack of basic rights. Their stories, though diverse, share a common thread of resilience in the face of adversity. The situation in Yemen is a stark reminder of the inequalities and struggles faced by women in these 5 countries.